Well, from a chemistry point of view, from an engineering point of view, putting a project on paper is very easy. It's a very simple concept. I mean, you're simply taking a gas, you are mixing it with other compounds, and you form a crystal, and then you bury it. Very, very simple. But even though it's simple in concept, the equipment needed to do it, the industrial plants need it. It's advanced engineering. So it's very complex. So then we move from the simple idea to you need a team of competent people, and it requires a lot of money. I mean, engineers make very good salaries. You know, $100,000 a year is very normal for an engineer in the Western world in 2022. And we need a bunch of these people. So that's the dilemma that we're facing, is most countries just don't have the financial wherewithal as well as the technical know-how to actually go out and build scrubbers. But keep in mind, we don't have to put a scrubber in every country on the planet because the air is circulating over everybody's head. But we do want to spread them around the planet because that means we reduce the amount of CO2 very quickly. Now, methane needs to be treated a little bit differently because methane is in the atmosphere not so much from human direct activity, it's in the atmosphere from global warming. So, for example, if we look at all of Siberia, northern Russia, for example, the northern parts, the most northern parts of Canada, as the snow melts, we are discovering that there are huge amounts of methane that were trapped underneath the permafrost. And even though the methane will disperse in about 15 years, the problem is methane is an extremely powerful global warming agent. So we need to reduce the temperatures, which will allow snow and caps of snow to form in all the places it was around the world, you know, during the human existence pretty much, and help refreeze or, you know, recap that supply of methane. Because if we don't, the consequences are literally a Mad Max type of world. I mean, methane's a very powerful global warming gas, and we're not trying to be alarmist, but we are not going to take the tact of the scientists from the last 30 or 40 years and assume the best possible outcome. We're going to look at all of the possible outcomes, and at this point in time, catastrophe is a plausible, likely outcome of failing to arrest global warming. And the methane is just one part of that. We need to lower the temperatures. We need to stop that methane going into the atmosphere. Or we need to figure out some way to convert it, you know, very quickly convert it into another compound as it leaves the ground. So that type of thought could be locating the places where the methane is escaping from the ground, which we already do. I mean, we can do that with various technologies. And then put a blanket of some compound over the places where the methane is escaping that will immediately combine with the methane and then crystallize it, and then we can use that as a partial cap, and we can also rebury that methane. So those are kind of the general idea of the things that we're talking about in terms of the global warming issues we must solve.